I told you that when I joined the Redeemed Christian Church of God and I became a worker, I became the interpreter, the translator for my father in the Lord. At that time, I was the most educated in the church. Not now. And there were many other interpreters, many people who could translate from Yoruba to English and vice versa. And because the people, all the pastors realized that the old man had chosen me to be his interpreter, they left me alone to him. Whenever any other pastor wanted to preach, they would take another interpreter. And unknown to me, I became arrogant. I've become the big man, the interpreter for the general superintendent. And then one day, one pastor, I don't know what got into him, came to me and said, "Brother, you are interpreting for me today." I was furious. I didn't show it, but I was. He didn't know that I am, as it were, set aside for the general superintendent. I interpreted for him because in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, a worker doesn't say no, sir, to the pastor. You don't dare. But if he knew what was going on in my mind, he would have asked me to please go and sit down. He would have taken somebody else. We finished the sermon, and I was on my way to my car when God spoke to me and said, "Son, so you are now too big to interpret for my servant." And from that moment onward, the heaven closed. One of the blessings I've enjoyed as a young Christian was the ability to hear from God. Oh, I will be going to church on Sunday morning. Before I got to church, God would tell me who will be the preacher, what he will be preaching on, the Bible passages he will use. I knew the sermon before I got to church. That was my relationship with him. But after that day, God kept quiet. I'm telling you, it wasn't long before the devil realized that I wasn't hearing from God anymore, and he tortured me. I prayed, I fasted, I cried to God, and God was silent. Until one day I said in desperation, "Father, begin to speak to me again. And if I am going to offend you again tomorrow, take me away today." God knew then that he got me. God knew that I was willing to do to myself what they did to Achan. And he began to speak to me from then. And he's still speaking today.